Well, if I knew that, I probably would have made more money. What's up, guys? Today we're back with another reaction video. Our good friend Mike came back for round two. And this time he's reviewing my first day as a Walmart Spark driver. Just like with the DoorDash video he reviewed, I did take away a few little nuggets from that video that I have been applying recently, mostly when it comes to text messaging to the customer about certain things. But we're not here to talk about DoorDash. We're here to talk about Walmart Spark. I've only been on the platform for a couple of months, and there's some things I love about it, and there's some things I hate about it. First off, let me talk about all the things I love about Walmart Spark. I only do the pickup and deliver orders. I currently don't do the shop and pay orders. And I love to grocery shop, but it's just something about shopping in Walmart I'm just not a fan of unless it's for myself. Secondly, the app is pretty easy. It's pretty polished. I don't run into a whole lot of issues with it like failing or whatnot. Another thing I loved about Walmart was the pay. They actually pay very, very well for the orders that were coming through when I first started. Now, on the flip side of that, more recently, I'm starting to see a decline in pay per order coming through the apps, and a lot more bundling than I did when I first started using the Spark app. And honestly, that's nothing new. When these apps first started, they're going to pay you very, very well to incentivize you to be part of the program. Once they got you and more people start signing up, the pay is going to go down. That's why it's good to try to find something in the beginning, jump on, make the money, and then move on to something else when it becomes saturated. Let's go ahead and get into this, because I'm sure as Mike goes through this, we'll be pointing out some more of the good, the bad, and ugly on my first day as a Walmart Spark driver.
All right, we're back with a series that analyzes gig workers and their first ever shift on their respective apps. Today, we're back with Lavaris in the Texas market and his first ever Walmart Spark shift. My problem that has ranked this at the bottom third of my side hustle list for you are the wait times at those darn Walmarts. But I just have to at least just pick it up. That is it. And they are never ready. 2180, it was 2 orders for 12.2 miles. I mean, that's a pretty good dollars to mile ratio. It's not quite $2 a mile. Does include alcohol. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, it matters to me. As I said in that video, I prefer not to do alcohol deliveries. I don't do alcohol, don't do tobacco, and I don't deliver any bricks. So that's just me. I know many of you guys do that and don't have any issues. Those types of deliveries seem to just come with a lot more steps, as we're about to find out. It's pickup, drop off, signature, ID, all kind of craziness.
See, the only problem with Spark, folks, listen, if you're doing this for the first time, Spark and let's say GoPuff, where you have to consistently do a drop off, come back, do a drop off, come back, always to this location. Now, you can get pings on Spark for the different Walmarts, but it's not as, I'll say, liquid as food delivery.
So what he's trying to say is, or what I think he's trying to say is, going back to one central location can kind of be a burner or even like dead miles. Because on that one, I think I was taking 12 miles. So if I was only doing Walmart Spark, like I would have drove 12 miles there, then I would have to drive those same amount of miles back. That's a lot of dead miles that might not be accounted for if you're not looking at the earnings per mile. You want to make sure that ratio is good. That's why he normally says he wants to get like at least $2 per mile, because I think it'll cover if he was having to come back. Now, me, I actually don't mind a central hub location coming back to Walmart. And he did mention GoPuff, which is an app that I have not done, only for the simple fact that when I was thinking about doing it in 2019, they were doing cash on delivery. And that's another thing that I choose to opt out of. If you know the history of GoPuff, it was primarily for those people who did a little and needed a little something at night to help them get through that munchies cravings, if you know what I'm talking about. So I just wasn't trying to mix cash with all of that. I prefer having hub zones to actually go to. For one, you know exactly where it's going to be, and it's going to be very easy to find. A lot of times when it comes to these restaurants, it's some little hole in the wall, or it's a food truck that they don't actually label as a food truck, and you can be driving up and down these strip malls looking for it, and it's this little sliver in the corner that's not even pinged correctly on the GPS. And don't even get me started if you have to go downtown, and parking could be atrocious, and you have to throw your car in like the alleyway or some random spot, and hopefully when you get back there's no ticket or the car is not towed. So yeah, I prefer going to a place that has plenty of parking. I know exactly where it is, and I can just get the job done. But he does make a point though. Unlike Walmart, you would have a better chance of decreasing those dead miles if you were doing restaurant deliveries. I'm sure you're probably going to get hit with more restaurant orders that can take you back to that zone than you were just dropping off your Walmart order and then driving all the way back, if that makes sense. Except, let's finish this out and move on to the next one. There's other things I gotta do. Okay, live and learn. Once you arrive at the destination,
oh no,
that you're at the destination, and then you'll see all of the beautiful instructions that you have to do. Follow the instructions. Just follow the instructions, people.
First of all, he had alcohol, so you need a signature for that. Secondly, it seems like on grocery apps, shipped Instacart, Point Pickup even, and Spark, a lot of them will require a signature, probably because it's like more stuff and or higher dollar orders.
Pause. That's true to a degree, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Walmart Spark is the only time that I've handled that many IDs. Because like I said, I just don't do alcohol deliveries, and as of recently, I just haven't done them at all. Instacart, only once, and that's because the customer had ordered some Apple products from Costco, and obviously they want to make sure that they got that handed off to them. Uber Eats, only thing I have to verify ever with them is the little pin. After the customer makes the order, a pin generates that you have to type into your phone to make sure that you made contact with them, and then everything's completed out. Haven't done enough DoorDash to see anything like that, and I've never seen anything like that on Grubhub, so I can't say. And I will say Point Pickup every now and again requires a signature, but I've never had to touch a customer's ID.
So yeah, don't leave, like Lavaris. It's all good. First shift, man. And confirmation pictures as well. Don't forget. All right, let's take a look, folks. So $37.69, 6 orders, 31 miles. That's like close to what? $1 some per mile. It's not high enough, that first one, and there's 6 drops. Listen, I'll be honest. Can we be honest together? I feel like I can be honest with you.
Sure, Mike. Just keep it PG-13 because I am recording this.
When I'm doing Spark, I want 1 or 2 drops. I have not accepted a 3+ drop ever. And I would do it on food delivery if the numbers make sense. I'm not a fan of it on grocery.
I agree with him on that. So far on Walmart Spark, the highest I've ever taken was a 3 drop. And I try to do the math, and I wonder if it would average out the same doing some of those larger drops, because I just feel like it would be a nightmare having to drop off for 12 people, especially if the stuff's not organized. I'd really be interested in that. For those of you who do those big bundle Walmart Spark deliveries, do you find that your time to money ratio works out better, or time to miles? Is it better doing the bulk ones? Because I might consider doing them, but I don't know.
6 orders, you're gonna have to separate that in your car somehow. It's gonna be a pain. 6 stops, access issues, who knows, and you got to carry that stuff. Hopefully it's not an apartment complex, stairs, etc. So, yeah, I'm taking 1 to 2 stops. What's the second one? 3809. Yeah, 4 stops, 37 miles. Also not a great dollars to mile ratio. It's 9.4 miles. This is going to have to be closer to $20.
Yeah, because with the restaurant, if I was doing 4 stops, which that'd be crazy. I've never seen any one of the restaurant apps give you 4 stops to do, but at least it's just like, bags of food. If you were doing these Walmart Sparks things, you could have bags of all kinds of stuff, water, like you just really don't know. So, it's a gamble. Oh, and here's a question to some of the people who do Spark on the regular. What is the grace period for starting an order? Because I like to multi-app. So let's say I was on an Uber Eats order and I was dropping that off. How long do I have till I can get to that Spark order before they cancel it?
So looking at my metrics page here specifically, it says on-time arrival. This is the percent of times you arrived at the pickup location by the time specified in your trip details.
I get that in King's English. What are you saying to me?
It's calculated by being there within 15 minutes of the scheduled pickup. There's your answer.
That's what I wanted.
15 minutes
That's what I wanted.
of your scheduled pickup time.
Some stores are different. Sometimes it's ready, sometimes it's not. So
correct.
I guess if I was multi-apping, I could have ran and did another order and then came here, but we'll wait. Didn't hear this order.
I don't know about that, because I feel like you'd have to check your arrival time that we talked about. 15 minutes.
Well, Mike, if I have 15 minutes to get to the store, I'm sure I can run and do a McDonald's order if it's on the way or if it's in the area. That also goes to your market. Some people's situations are a little bit more spread out. I'm in a more condensed area, especially where I'm working at right now. These stores aren't that far away. So I would only probably take a 1. I probably wouldn't take a double drop off from Uber Eats or DoorDash. But yeah, a 1 order drop off heading in the same direction, even if it was going in a different direction, I think I would still have enough time to get back. And I'm only saying this because I've done this before, but you do want to be careful. Someone actually commented this to me, and I kind of figured out going through the motions. Find the Walmart stores that are actually on the ball. The ones that when you go there, the orders are ready. I've gone to a few Walmarts down here, and there's only one that when I get there, I wait no less than 5 minutes. They walk the parking lot to make sure that everybody's there, has been checked in, and then they bring the stuff right out there to you. The other 2 I've gone to have been a hit or miss. I had one store I went to, I think I waited about 15 minutes, and they were bringing stuff out for people who came in after me. And I was like, well, maybe that was an order that was already delayed, and that's why they got it. This dude literally cleared the whole parking lot and came up to me. He's like, hey, so are you trying to just hanging out here, or are you here for Walmart Spark? I'm like, I'm here for Walmart Spark. And in the phone, it said that I was already checked in. He looked in the system and saw that I wasn't even registered in there. And that's happened many times. One thing I will say, and a lot of people have agreed with this, do not be on the Walmart's Wi-Fi when you go to check in. Be on your cell phone Wi-Fi. Even he said that sometimes if you check in in and you're on our Wi-Fi, it just doesn't hit our system and you could just be sitting here. Crazy. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna try to do some user testing on my phone to see if I can get any money. I will make the best use of my time.
Boom, that is what we teach you. Lavaris is multi-apping, working on different apps at the same time while he's waiting for Spark to be ready. So he's gonna try to do some surveys on user testing. I like it.
Because that's just what I do, Mike. That's just what I do. The hour to time ratio for this isn't really averaging out for me.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just doing it for the experience.
Right. I get that. He's running into the dollars to time ratio that we teach you here. So there's the dollars to mile ratio. How much am I getting paid for the miles driven, just driving? But the dollars to time ratio, how much am I getting paid and how long is it really going to take?
And that's something I want to ask you guys. Which is the better option? Miles to money or money to time? I'm just wondering, like, which one do you guys prefer? On the back, I could not find where it had the barcode. Like, we were flipping them all around. I don't know what happened to them. We just didn't have the barcode.
If you're doing Spark and you can't find an orange sticker, they might have not given him one. Sometimes it's already on the bag, like one of the bags or several of the bags. You need one of those. You can message support, you can go through the prompts, what have you, but to save that headache, I get out and I help so I can also ensure I'm getting some of those orange stickers because you need them.
All right, that's another thing I wanted to ask you guys. A lot of people like him actually get out and help the Walmartians. That's what I call the people who bring the orders out, call them Walmartians. I oftentimes don't, because I feel like I'm in the way. And I don't do those big bulky orders. So normally, you know, they'll ask you, do you want it in the trunk or do you want it in the back seat? That's very simple. Separate them like that. And I'm on my way. And again, there's that one store that has their stuff together, who always brings it out on time. They always check to make sure everybody's checked in. Each one of them brings me the sticker. Now, the other ones I go to, it's a hit or miss. Some people bring me the sticker, some people won't. And we need those stickers to move on to the next one. The only reason why I sell is because on the app, it says, wait in your car while the Walmartian, that's not what they call them, but while that person loads your vehicle. So I'm just wondering, do you guys, as a good Samaritan gesture, go out and help them? Or do you just stay out of their way and let them load your car? That's one thing. Is this total miles or is that the miles to the store?
Comment down below. Help me out here. But I feel like a lot of the times it is just from the store for the customer. Let me know.
So at least with Walmart, those are going to be the miles from the store to the customer. Now, apps like Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub, they'll actually say it on there. It'll say total miles. So wherever you are, like he was saying about positioning, you want to make sure that you're close enough to the store, that you're not driving 20 miles to get to the store, and then you're driving whatever the additional miles that the order cards show just to drop it off to the customer. Because then, yeah, you're going to be wasting a lot of time and not going to be very profitable. The only con I'm seeing about this one is I can get to the store really, really quickly, but if the order's not ready, I'm sitting and waiting for them to actually...
Yes, Lavaris. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is that what you're saying, Mike? Is that really what you're saying?
Sometimes I've commuted 25 minutes down there and it's still not ready. That is my problem with Walmart Spark, and it looks like Lavaris is running into the same thing.
In the beginning, you're probably going to have to bite the bullet and travel to all the ones that are closer to you. I wouldn't recommend going all over your city. But if you have a general location, there's like 3 in my area. You're going to have to test the water, find the one or the ones that seem to have their stuff more together, and just maybe go to those. Because in our situation, time really is money. And if you're waiting 15 to 20 minutes for an order that should have been ready, you probably could have knocked out 2 restaurant deliveries by that time, or already been a basket deep into an Instacart order. You just kind of got to think about it like that.
So first ever Walmart Spark shift. I feel like he saw a lot of the things that I've seen here in Pittsburgh. The wait times at the Walmart, the dollars to mile not being ideal, and them dumping like 4 stops, 5 stops, like 11 stops. Oh, can you imagine? It's going to take like an hour or so, and hopefully the dollars for that entire drop is worth it. Probably not for that time invested.
So yes, that was my first day, and even though not all the orders were amazing, they're a lot better than the ones I'm actually getting right now. I have taken a break from doing so many Walmart Spark orders. For one, because the orders are not that great, and then 2, I've talked about this before, sometimes I'll just pull off of an app and just kind of let them miss me. And I noticed that they started sending you bonuses. But in the very beginning, like I say, to lure you in, I got a lot of incentives, a lot of promotions, and a lot of bonuses, which actually helped on taking some of those orders where the miles to earnings weren't that great. But after they got me, they were like, oh, you don't need this anymore. And I just stopped seeing them. So I just stopped working it. I know that's not the ideal thing for everybody. Some people have to work the apps you have every day. But I also say that too, if you only have one app, you should definitely download as many apps as you can that are available in your city. That way you can rotate them out and you don't have to take so many of those bad orders. Because now, as you can see, they send me promotions left and right, like, come back here. As of right now, I don't have any more first day deliveries, so Mike shouldn't be bothering me for a while, but we'll see. But this really was all in fun, and I do appreciate him taking the time to point out some things and giving me another perspective on some things that I might be overlooking. I feel like so many times we feel like we're doing everything correctly, we're in tunnel vision and nobody can tell us different, and sometimes you might just need to take a step back and just get a different point of view. And that's actually been helpful on both of the videos he reviewed for me. I've only been doing Walmart Spark for a couple of months, so if any of you who have been doing it a lot longer can weigh in on this topic and leave some tips down below that I can try to incorporate into my next pickup and deliveries, that would be great. And I'm sure the rest of the community would appreciate that too. If you guys haven't checked out Mike's channel, I have it linked below. It's Your Driver Mike. But with all that said, guys, I hope you're doing well. Please be safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next ride. Peace.